Recording Studio in Butler is the area's #1 recording studio. When you work with the engineers at the Meat Locker, your next song, album, EP, or demo will be of the best quality anywhere. Use their great sounding live room, vocal booth, and new 24x24 drum room. They'll mix it together with the industry-leading program Pro Tools. Plus, if you need musicians, they have the talent you need. The Meat Locker Recording Studio. With your talent, they'll make your music rock. Call 724-283-4529 or visit meatlockerrecording.com.
Now, back to the Grassroots Show, brought to you by Shady Lady Productions on the Rock Station 97.7.
We welcome you back to our Grassroots Show here tonight on the Rock Station 97.7. Officially show number 280, give or take the plus or minus there, huh?
Yes, yeah, plus or minus 2. Wow. Maybe even 3 now, who knows? And I've had a couple suspensions, so I might not even be quite to 280 yet.
Yeah, yeah. So give or take 20 more, somebody better throw us a party again.
Oh, hey, that was fun when we hit 200. So.
Hey, we love having you on board here tonight to talk a little bit about the local music scene. And this segment is brought to you by our friends at the Rainbow Inn at 323 2nd Street in Freeport. And some of you may know exactly where that is. Others may say, wow, what? Just drive to downtown Freeport because you have to pass the Rainbow Inn to get anywhere else in town and make it your first stop. Stop in for the Man Can special and tell them the Grassroots Show sent you.
First and longest running sponsors, so please go support them. They keep local music on the airwaves.
That's right. Well, we are very excited to talk to our special guest here today because she's got a great connection to one of our favorite places, maybe outside of this studio on Sunday nights, maybe our favorite place in the whole world, because it is the host area of our Band Jam Grassroots Music Festival. And she just happens to have the same last name. That's Cooper's Lake Campground. We want to welcome Cindy Cooper in here this morning from, well, this is this morning because we're taping it. But Cindy, it's good to have you on the Grassroots Show.
Well, thank you. It's very, I appreciate coming here. Thank you.
Yeah, you guys have such a beautiful location out there, and you're connected to the Cooper family?
Oh, yes. I'm one of the 5 brothers and sisters that we're the next generation after my parents started the campground. And we took it over, and now there's a new generation following behind us and another one growing up after that. So
it'll be here for a long while.
It's a family-oriented operation.
Yeah. And it's run that way, and you feel that way when you go out there. And you have so many special events out there all year long. It's a really unique place. And, you know, I'm even this time of year, we're talking about cross-country running championships out there even. I mean, there's so many different things that happen out at that facility.
Oh, yes. It started out as a campground. Well, before that, we were a farm. I'm the 6th generation on the farm. Wow. And we have up to 8 generations. And then it was in the early 50s we built the lake. And my parents and my grandparents built the lake, and my aunts and uncles. And from there, we turned it into a campground because, you know, farming was becoming more and more difficult at that point in time. You either had to grow big or else think of something else. And my dad decided to, you know, get into camping because Moraine State Park didn't have a campground. So, and then we developed it and turned we went step by step from campground. Now we've got a facility that's an event-oriented with camping.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it's got to be cool to be a part of that, knowing the history of your family and have that, you know, already in place, but yet still continuing to grow.
Right, and we always have a lot of fun events going on out there every summer.
Anytime I'm out there, I'm having fun, so that's all I can say.
Yep. Utah's probably your most frequent visitor out of this show. But that shows you have a lot of different things going on, and of course, this area just loves the Jeep Fest with the connection to the Jeep to this community, and it's just, and it's, you have so, I was blown away having been out there for a couple of events, but to be a part of the Band Jam and stay out there for the weekend and cruise around, I mean, it's amazing how big it, I was blown away by that.
Right. We have a pretty good infrastructure so that we can have events, all types of events, and we have about 500 acres, a little over that, to do Jeep trails, riding through on the Jeeps, and have a big medieval event that goes on. We get 10 to 12,000 people camping there for the weekend. So, yeah, camping is the major part of it, but the combining camping with an event, it brings people together. They all are on the same like-minded.
Yeah. Well,
like Brewers Fest, yeah.
Yes. That's another good one.
right.
I think we had a nice little conversation that night over some beers.
That's right.
And it's a first class run facility. I will say that, because you folks are so welcoming. The staff, everybody that is there. You have an awesome store that you want for nothing when you do go out there, and everybody's just so friendly and welcoming.
Thank you.
You feel good when you go there.
That's the idea. When people are on vacation, we want to keep them happy.
Yeah. And it was fun this year with the band jam, welcoming in the Tin Can Rally crew, and they seem to have a good time. In fact, they want to come back.
They want to be back. So.
Yeah, so great stuff. And then, lo and behold, you're a musician as well.
Right.
Yeah. Give us a little background on that. When did you start to play music and find that you had a talent for it?
Well, I started playing music. We used to have an old upright in our house. Came from my grandma Cooper's. And I started playing piano, that old beat-up piano, but I loved it. And I remember, my brothers, they would be trying to watch TV, and I'd, have to practice. I'd get out of doing dishes, all kinds of things. Nobody knows, but, all the family, they have to tolerate a lot of things when someone's learning to play. But then I started getting involved with the high school choir. I was the accompanist. And Mr. Wegner, he was such a wonderful teacher, my favorite teacher. And from there, I was an accompanist. I learned a lot of things about responsibility. Get your music ready to go, and be prepared to play. So, and then I went on to college. I started out my first year in music, but I switched majors because they were very steeped in the classics, and I wanted to learn pop, and I couldn't there. So then I waited till I was probably in my 30s, and then I started writing music.
Wow.
And then it developed from there.
Writing it on the piano?
Right, yeah. Writing songs. I was trying to be a songwriter, and I had an idea that I'd love to write music for somebody, and I'm not a singer. I don't really have the pipes to sing, but
I beg to differ.
So that was my goal, was to write songs that I could, share with people.
So it was in you. That music was in you. Right. You found it, and you had to express it.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. So, and the brothers put up with it for a while. And,
oh yes. Yeah.
I love it. We've got a new term now. Get out of doing dishes. Stay with music.
Yeah.
I like that. So.
Well, my sister didn't appreciate that though.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, at least you could have dried.
Right.
That's great. Well, and I think you hit an important thing: discipline. That's why music has to be a part of schooling, and it's been and people that believe in it push for it, because the funding is always what's going to be cut first. Is it going to be sports or athletics? Right. and music, and they always seem to go to the music first, which is crazy, or the arts in particular. Right. And I think that is a great example of discipline and how structured kids are. I mean, I marvel at musicians, artists, and cross-country runners, it seems, because those are the people that seem to have the most discipline in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's what it takes.
Yeah. So you put together some songs, and did you start playing out, or how did that evolve?
Well, I thought, I need to find somebody to sing my stuff. So I started searching around, and in the local community, I found a couple different people were willing to perform, but I never performed out. We just would go in the studio and see what we could come up with. Okay. But we didn't go far with it, but I did make a lot of connections in the industry. Okay. And that was what was probably the most important. So when that didn't pan out, I started to write songs and say, okay, I guess I'm going to have to do this myself. So I connected with a couple of the studios that we had worked with previously, and one of them was Audio Loft down in Ambridge, and one was Dave Granati's studio, and I decided at that point I'd had enough songs to create an album, because back then that's what you did.
Yeah.
You did the albums.
It's old school.
Yeah. Yeah. But I got about 13 tracks done, and in terms of just the vocals and maybe some drums, and unfortunately, I couldn't get back to it because I was very much busy with the campground, doing a lot of things at Cooper's Lake. So I didn't have time to get back to it for 6 months. And during that time period, Dave had taken my DAT, and it was put in his house, and unfortunately his house caught on fire. So that to me was an omen, and I said, okay, I'm spending too much time thinking of my own personal pursuits, and I had my family and a new boyfriend, my husband, he's my husband now, Tom, and my son, and also being part of Cooper's Lake. And I said, you know, I just need to lay back on this. So I did. And I didn't get back into it again until the band jam came to Cooper's Lake. And I started listening to all the local people playing. I'm like, you know, I really should do this again. So I'm starting it, and then I got so excited when I talked to you, Tom, and he invited me over. So
that's awesome. Yeah. And Tom, she's allowed to play some music nowadays, huh?
Yeah, she's as bad on me as she was on her brothers. I'm trying to watch football, and she's in there banging on the piano. So.
Oh, that's great stuff. Well, it's great to have Cindy here tonight, and well, let's just put a little sample out there, why don't we? Sure. We're going to play a song that we've played before, but I want you to give us some background since you're here. The song called "I Still Wish" that we've played. Give us a little background.
Right. This is the one song that I actually have produced all the way through. I worked with a man, Don Cameron, down in Audio Loft, and he is just so talented. And he was able to not only do all the extras, I just went in there with my keyboard and my voice, and then he added all the strings and the guitar and everything else, and plus engineered it. Very talented. So he turned it into a really pretty song. And then and it was basically about when you lose someone, you still feel their presence.
Yeah. Okay. Let's give it a listen. It's Cindy Cooper here tonight. "I Still Wish" is the name of the song on the Grassroots Show on the Rock Station 97.7.
Taken at the
side. Don't worry about me. I'm gonna get back to you. One more tour, then I'll be done. You know I gotta see this through. And these roads for sure are the same ones that lead me home to you. You're the one true love I can't live without, so my heart is beating for two. Don't worry about me, I'm gonna get back to you. You gotta keep it going, our family's growing. You got so much to do. Don't worry about me, I'm gonna get back to you. There's gonna come a day when I can finally say we'll be together soon. Don't worry about me, I'm gonna get back to you. No matter what will come our way, I know this much is true. Yeah, I know that I can hardly wait to be coming home to you. I know that you've been hurt 1,000 times, but you never knew a love like mine. Don't worry about me, I'm gonna get back to you. Don't worry about me, I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna get back to you. I'm gonna get back to you.
Lunch, dinner, drinks, and fun. The Rainbow Inn, located at 323 2nd Street in Freeport, is the place to stop for refreshingly good times and drink specials during all televised Pittsburgh sporting events. Open Monday through Saturday at 11 a.m., the Rainbow features monthly karaoke and an acoustic open stage and is home of the 24-ounce Man Can Special. Call 724-295-0130 today and don't miss out on all the fun at the Rainbow in Freeport.
The Grassroots Show, Sunday nights at 7. Brought to you by Shady Lady Productions on the Rock Station 97.7.
It's the Grassroots Show here tonight on the Rock Station 97.7, presented at this segment by Bros's Superette, where you're going to find just about anything you need to put on the grill, because a lot of people grill during the winter, too. Just keeps you thinking of spring and summer. Yeah, see? Because it tastes better, doesn't it? So... And, of course, you're having get-togethers now. Don't forget, they're going to have the hams and everything ready to go for the holiday season. And if you're looking for something special for Thanksgiving, or we know you're going to be heading out to a lot of Christmas parties, family get-togethers, and you're always looking to say, what am I going to take now? And sometimes that can be a hassle. Unless you go to Bros's, they've got homemade sides and salads. You can walk in and pick up something and take it. Let them do the creations for you. Or pick up some of the great snack sticks. I do that all the time when we have get-togethers. We always have a nice big tray of Bros's meats. And, of course, I tell you, if it's just something as simple as hamburger or a nice juicy steak, or they've got Butler's Best hot sausage and a whole lot more, it's high on the hill and right on the price. Bros's Superette, top of South Main Street Hill at the corner of Rockenstein in South Main. And just heard two songs from Cindy Cooper here, including I'm Gonna Get Back to You, which I understand is fresh off the presses here.
That's right. I wrote it about 3 weeks ago. I normally like to sit on a song for a while, make sure I've got the lyrics where I want it. But this one seemed to flow. And I just sat down at the piano one day and said, I'm going to write a song. And it was, this nice October day. We had a really nice fall. And I just sat there. I'm going to just play the piano. And I started stepping down on my bass and played a couple chord progressions. And at the end of each one, I kept coming up with this phrase, I'm going to get back to you. And I'm like, well, that could mean several things. Yeah, I'll get back to you someday on that one. I said, this song doesn't really lend itself to that sound. So I started thinking about it, and I started thinking about the people that are away from their families for extended periods of time. And immediately I thought about our military, our men and women that go overseas. And so I wrote this song for them.
That is awesome. That is such a cool story in the way it evolved so quickly, because we've heard the stories from songwriters so many times that something might just be oozing out. It wants to come out so bad, and another time that block just comes in and you can't finish it, or you can't get there. And we've heard stories of songs that have sat around for 10 years because they just couldn't come back to that, and then all of a sudden it worked. Where this one almost sounds like the way things happened for you as you got into music.
Yeah, I was surprised how quickly, and I tried not to put it into structure too, because in the past I've always thought, you've got to do a verse, chorus, bridge, chorus and ending or whatever. And this one I just said, I'm just going to see where it's taking me. I let the song take me, and so it seemed to go easier.
And the nice weather helped contribute that. See, that's why I'm a fan of 364. Let one day of snow, just keep everybody happy. And nice weather the rest of the, that's why October went so fast, I think.
Right.
But, well, that's fantastic. So we just got to hear that. So that's a kind of a debut, exclusive Grassroots debut. We're excited about that.
Nice timing, too, given yesterday was Veterans Day. So
yeah, about that, nice too. Thing. Yeah. And I think you hit a big thing there, especially being that this is kind of Veterans Day week and weekend. It's always so heartwarming to see those stories and the surprises that are pulled a lot of times when a veteran has come back that has been over a seas, and they surprise the family. And that's a special moment, and it really, I think, puts into focus, what this nation is all about and who's out there keeping it free.
That's right.
So that's a great story to have connected to this weekend. So fantastic. Now, we talked about how you got involved in music, and there's been some side steps in that, and you don't really feel you're a performer. You love to write.
Right.
And that's something that I guess we need to kind of throw out there, is the fact that you kind of like being that, and that's what you're looking to stay. And if somebody out there is feeling this music is right for them, you might be willing to talk to them.
Right. I'm looking for someone that can take my music to another place. I know that with the right person and the right kind of musical production, you can do a lot of amazing things with a song. But what people are going to be hearing from me today are these songs are in their infancy stage. You're listening to them this is just the meat and bones or the skeleton of a song. And then, so you have to use a little imagination to figure what you could do with it. If you're a performer, you could say, well, I could maybe do something with it this way, whereas another performer might see it a different way. But I have a lot of different styles of music, too. I don't tend to favor one particular style over another.
And let's kind of back up on that a little bit. What has influenced you? What did you grow up listening to? What do you like to listen to today?
Yeah, if I go back actually to my childhood, it was the AM radio back in the 60s. That's really taking me back. And then the FM, the rock and roll. There's so many rock and roll. I think if it was a hit song, I loved it. I can't say that there was one particular band that really stood out in my mind, but when it comes to singer-songwriters, I really love Jim Croce. And I loved how he could put words together. He's a real wordsmith, and the craft of it. James Taylor, Carole King. These things are what really inspire you.
Yeah, absolutely. the old days of 13Q. You could hear Kenny Rogers and Alice Cooper back to back. That's probably why structured radio come into play, whether it was good or bad. But yeah, and those, you know, boy, you hit the nail on the head with songwriters there.
But I also love rock and roll too.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the Who, you know, and you know, the Stones. Everybody, they're just great.
It's amazing how, when you look at yourself as a writer and other writers, how many people, and I think you see that probably more prevalent in the country music world, because there are people that take other people's songs and make magic out of them. And if you look at the rock and roll world, Ozzy Osbourne probably was the master of taking a harder rock song that he never wrote and creating something magical out of it. But, you know, I was on a trip one time and saw Don Schlitz, who wrote The Gambler. And he played it and said, "This is what I was thinking," and it didn't sound anything like what Kenny Rogers took it and created it. So you never know what a song can do or how somebody else will interpret it, even.
Right.
You know, so, but that's what you're looking for. If anybody out there, whether you're a band, a musician, or a producer, if you're looking for a little bit of a challenge and adventure, you'd be interested in talking to them, and they can. You have an email that you can.
Yes, they can contact me at cindy@cooperslake.com.
Okay, Cindy@cooperslake, plural, cooperslake.com, and just drop her a note and say, "Hey, I'd be interested in talking to you about your music." So, and obviously the music's still coming.
Right.
So.
I can't stop now. You know.
Good. That's awesome, though. I mean, you've been able to share a talent.
As long as my husband can put up with it.
I have to take her keyboard with me on vacation this winter.
That's right.
All right. So you are now officially a roadie then. See, you are progressing on your own already here.
Groupie too.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Well, I don't know. Maybe we'll have to get Cindy out on the stage for Band Jam and do an acoustic open here.
I'm sorry, she has to work in the store. She won't be able to.
I don't know. I think we had a few beers and discussed that very topic. So.
Wait, that's Band Jam. What happens at Band Jam stays at Band Jam. I mean, no, I'm sorry, Brewfest.
Well, not everything stays, because I have some items from the store at my home, because that's the cool part of that store. You would think a lot of campgrounds, when you go there, they raise their prices on certain things, and you get in there and then you pay for it because you're there. You need it. Not at Cooper's Lake Campground. Your store has fantastic prices.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some trinkets and things. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. We grabbed them and bought them, took them home, and love it.
The store is one of our most awesome things.
Yeah, truly.
I'm big in the store. I'm part of the store crew, and we work really hard. We have a great staff, and we're conscious that everybody is on vacation and they're visiting us on it, and they want to have fun. So we're all conscious to make sure that people can have fun while they're in our store, and then we work all year long to make sure that everything that people need we have. We make a list constantly. If somebody comes in and we don't have it, we get it. So we're always trying to keep ahead, and we hear that we're the best campground store in the country, but I can't prove it.
Well, we make the comment frequently when we're promoting the Band Jam and talking about it, is you come out, you will want for nothing. You could literally just bring yourself and your place to stay, whether it's a tent or a camper or your car, and you have the facilities. I mean, everything is there.
We have tents if you don't have one of those. We have sleeping bags, fresh out of trailers right now.
No, but you have just about everything but.
Just about everything else.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait to be back there again next year. Of course, we already have the dates set, July 13th and 14th. So do yourself a favor for your Christmas present. Buy yourself a calendar and circle those 2 dates. And that'll take care of that. So. Well, Cindy, it's great to have you in the studio and have you sharing some of your music here tonight.
Well, thank you. It's really an honor.
And hope that hope something special happens with this, and certainly with your talent. You have an amazing talent, and
thank you.
I hope it keeps producing many, many years.
Wonderful.
So,
thank you.
We have a couple more songs though before you go, and the next one is "I Just Gotta Say." Tell us about that song. Well,
that song. It started out, it was going to be like a love song to my dear husband. He didn't know it. But the first line goes, "There's a gentle breeze by the water's edge, and the moon is hanging overhead. It's another night in paradise with you." Because I spend a lot of time in paradise with my husband. We go down to the Keys. And I just couldn't get the lyrics to go from there, And so, and he kept saying, I think you need to work on those lines. And so I changed it. I just changed it all up. I saved that first line, and then I turned it into a song that's more of a song about two people that are in love, but they're afraid to say "I love you" for the first time, and they're working it through.
Okay.
So that's what that's about.
Very cool.
And then didn't happen to us. She automatically told me she loved me the first night we went out on a date.
That's not true.
You really are a special guy.
That's not true.
I joke.
Was that just the bottle talking? Because that's the next.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice.
The bottle
segue.
talking.
Well, that's pretty good stuff there.
That's going to be the final song of the
Yes,
night. The bottle
that's right.
talking. Tell us about that.
Right. Well, that song is, it's about people that are struggling with addiction and how it affects the family. And years ago, I recall having an argument with someone that I was really serious about. And, we had been drinking a lot that night. And some words were said that were very hurtful. So a person came up to me and said, "Well, Cindy, that's just the bottle talking." I'm like, oh. So I put that in the back of my mind, and then, a few years later, I wrote the song.
It's a very powerful song, I'll tell you what. It is.
Thank you.
Well,
Good song.
We're going to give it a listen here tonight. Cindy, thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
And when you're down in the Keys, look around. If there's a boat floating out there and one guy on it, say hi to Mo.
Captain Mo.
Our friend Mo Nelson here. So
I'll be in my boat.
you'll be in your boat too. And Cindy will be writing more songs, right?
Right.
With the keyboard I had to carry on.
There you go.
But not in the boat.
Cindy, thanks for coming in.
Thank you
and
so
we'll
much.
And we'll see you at Cooper's Lake Campground.
Thank you.
Cindy Cooper here tonight on the Grassroots Show, the Rock Station 97.7.
There's a gentle breeze by the water's edge, and the moon is hanging overhead. It's another night in paradise with you. If my timing's right and the stars align, maybe I can share what's on my mind. There's something that I need to say to you. Well, I don't know if you feel the same way, but here I go. I just gotta say, I love you. Every time I look into your eyes, I see another reason why I long to be close to you. Under this island moon, can I get up my nerve to say to you these three words that sound brand new? I'm hoping, darling, you love me too. comes home, stumbles in with liquor on his breath. She don't know how much longer she can live like this. What's he gonna do? What's he gonna say? She never thought he would be this way. It's the bottle talking now. So the children run and hide. It's the bottle talking now. So she closes the bedroom door and cries. Why does he have to be so mean tonight? Yeah, she knows what this drinking's all about. It's the bottle talking now. She tells the kids it's time to go to Grandma's place. She turns and looks at him and sees the hurt on his face. He tries to make her understand, but he's talking to her with a drink in his hand. It's the bottle talking now. So the children run and hide. It's the bottle talking now. So she closes the bedroom door and cries. Why does he have to be so mean tonight? Yeah, she knows what this drinking's all about. It's the bottle talking now. He says he'll make it better. He says he's gonna change, but the bottle just won't let her fall for that again. It's the bottle talking now, and there's nothing left to say. It's the bottle talking now. So she shuts the car door and drives away. No matter what he says, they just can't stay. Yeah, she knows what this drinking's all about. It's the bottle talking now. It's the bottle talking now.
When you shop Rose's Superette at the top of South Main Street Hill in Butler, you're going to find them jam-packed, full of some of the best meats around. Deli meats and cheeses, homemade sides and salads, various cuts of steak, bacon, a full line of smoked beef sticks, hot, cheese, and more, and Butler's best hot sausage. And they're supporters of the local music scene as well, sponsors of the Grassroots Show and musicians themselves, as exampled by Austin and Diddy jamming out in the background. High on the hill and right on the price, it's Brose's Superette, corner of South Main and Rockenstein. Tell them the Grassroots Show sent you.
Time now for the Grassroots Concert Calendar on the Rock Station 97.7.
Don't forget about our final Rock Done Right tour stop of the year. It's coming up next Saturday, November 18th at the East Butler Fire Hall. It's the Rock for Recovery benefit concert for Dave Sloan. And don't forget to go online via Facebook. The Rock for Recovery concert has a lot of items up for bid and some very unique items, musical instruments, autographed items that will all be available for online bidding through Friday night. And then they'll do live auction bidding at the event itself that Saturday. So even if you can't go, Might be able to get a bid on something and pick that up. Don't forget, tickets are $15 pre-sale, $20 at the door. The night of the show, you can get your tickets from any of the bands who are involved. Also at both locations of Cummings Candy, Maze Music, and Recon Brewing in Center Township. Get out and support the cause. The doors will open that day at 11:30. It is an all-ages event. So bring the family, and let's help Dave Sloan, the owner of Sloan's Guitar Emporium. The Rock for Recovery Benefit Concert for Dave at East Butler Fire Hall upstairs. If you're getting ready for the holidays, why not mark your calendar for Wednesday, November 22nd, Thanksgiving Eve, spend it with the Shiners, Laughlin's Pub. Friday, December 1st, it's the Lo-Fi Delphi Tilt CD release at the Funhouse at Mr. Smalls. And don't forget, Bob in Utah live in the studio Thanksgiving weekend. That'll be Sunday, November 26th. Be sure to make plans to join us, make a request, or talk about your band live on the radio that night beginning at 7 o'clock. And we're also gathering Christmas CDs. Any local bands out there, get in touch with us as soon as possible. You can always reach out to us at grassroots@bcrnetwork.com. And on the Shady Lady concert calendar, don't miss out on the annual Shady Lady Christmas Party and Acoustic Jam. It's set for Peter B's on Friday, December 22nd. The Rocks. You've known it as Rock and Haven, where everybody knows your name. You can have your own favorite bar stool. You meet your friends and shoot a game of pool while enjoying the best fish in town on Fridays. And the wings, oh man, are they the greatest. When you're looking for a great place to eat, Rock and Haven at 141 Greenwood Drive is the great place to land. The Rocks. Rock and Haven, a great little tavern with a great big menu. The Rocks. Rock and Haven, it rocks.
When looking for a lasting, cost-effective solution for your next construction project, consider a post-frame building from P&W Construction. Post-frame buildings, or pole buildings, are great for commercial buildings, warehouses, equestrian barns, or garages. And P&W Construction is Western Pennsylvania's leader in custom post-frame buildings. When quality counts, call Dan Parr, owner of P&W Construction, at 865-9590 or visit papolebuildingconstruction.com.
Now, back to the Grassroots Show, brought to you by Shady Lady Productions on The Rock Station, 97.7.
Back on the Grassroots Show, The Rock Station 97.7. This segment brought to you by P&W Construction. Great to have Cindy Cooper in the studio visiting with us tonight. And how about that? That visit inspired by our Band Jam Grassroots Music Festival.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And, we talk about how much we love the Band Jam, and along with that, the setting, which is Cooper's Lake. Fantastic place to host our music event. And we're very grateful to all of them, the staff and everybody out there, because they have welcomed us with open arms. And it's, I'll tell you what, the Band Jam's got some traction. And we hope to be doing it out there for a very long time to come and make it the premier local music event in this area.
Awesome stuff. Well, can't wait. It's going to be the new year before we know it, so
yeah,
can't wait for that, too.
We got to get booking.
That's right. Of course, don't forget as well, we have our Christmas Spectacular coming up in December. And if you have Christmas music, we need to hear from you if you're a local band, whether it's one you wrote yourself or even if you just cover it. You know, you could sing a Holly Jolly Christmas. It doesn't matter. We just want to hear from the local bands because we put together a whole show full of Christmas tunes the week before Christmas that will air. And, hey, don't forget, we're 2 weeks away from being live in the studio Thanksgiving weekend. Bob in Utah, open up the phone lines for whatever mayhem we can create.
That is always a crazy time. So, of course, I was unable to make it to last year's live show. I was driving across the Salt Flats and was streaming. I think I called in. That's right. I called in. I was driving across the Salt Flats at that particular time because I had to go out and help my mother in Nevada. And so Rob sat in for me and covered things. And the way he described it, it was just as crazy as it always is when we do it.
Oh, yeah, it is. There's always something stupid that happens.
Well, we haven't been knocked off the air by weather yet on the live shows.
Well, that's true.
And maybe that's still to come.
Maybe so.
Bob and Utah get electrocuted.
Tune in and find out how it ends. Hey, this show is going to end with a couple more songs, and here's some young men that have been knocking on our door a whole bunch in recent weeks, and We are going to play their tune coming up called This Is the World. I guess these are a group of young men that are out of the Saxonburg area, Knock High School. And we're going to play their tune as well.
All right, and we haven't heard much from these guys lately, but I'm sure they've got some stuff in the works for 2018, and that's the Highland Brothers Band and a great song called Paint.
All right, and one of their former members, L.D. Williams, recently had a birthday, so happy birthday to Leonard. And hey, don't forget about the Rock for Recovery benefit concert next Saturday. The doors open at 11:30 a.m. out at the East Butler Fire Hall. The Rock for Recovery benefit concert for Dave Sloan. And, boy, a whole bunch of people are going to be there. Donnie Yozo, Mary Lou Scherter, Lions in America, Slammin' Doors, Shag Dog Melonhead, Anger the Ant, Tread, Greg Mars Band, Zone 8 and Skell performing, and even the Rock for Recovery Band. So even our last week's guest, Terry Blair, going to be picking up his bass again and jamming with an all-star band. And hey, Slammin' Doors reuniting for this event. That shows you how big it is. It's going to be great. 11 bands, silent auction, live auction, raffles, food, fun. All ages are welcome out at East Butler. Let's all get together and help our good friend and local business owner Dave Sloan next weekend. So looking forward to it.
Yep, going to be a good time, and thanks everybody for listening and supporting local music.
Amen. Best entertainment dollar that you can spend is this, local music. Spend it, enjoy it, and listen in as we wrap up the show here tonight on the Grassroots Show, the Rock Station 97.7.
Nonsense we got loose and all the bad things we hang by our
each other and tell them we really don't care. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So late at night while you tuck your children and tell them that it is okay just to dream big and imagine some things ahead others maybe wouldn't dare. Why can I lie? 'Cause you know that I try and I'm distant so far that it seems. So sit on down and we'll have a stay around and I'll paint you a bit of my dreams. And we'll drink, 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 we'll fall down and we'll tell them that it is okay. And we'll lie, lie, lie to each other and tell them we really don't care. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So dream, dream so damn big that it carries you away. Dream, dream of a world where you can't say how you fail. Dream, dream 'cause you can, it's the only way to live. Dream maybe this big old world, yeah, it could change.